fact that perhaps President Obama should not have shaken the hand of President Chavez when he approached him. I can tell you that as an American, I would have been mortified if our president had done anything other than what he did. I have no doubt that was a setup. President Chavez is a very clever fellow. He knew exactly what he was doing, and I think that our president behaved in a manner that could make all of us very proud of him. The second thing is I just returned from leading a delegation of congresspeople to the 66th Transatlantic Legislators Dialogue, which is an ongoing discussion between members of Congress and our European Union Parliament counterparts. Prior to attending the meeting in Prague, and this is the 33rd year that this dialogue has been going on, we also went to Estonia, Lithuania, we met with dissidents from Belarus, and then we went to Prague. 2 points. One is the Estonians, the Lithuanians, and of course the dissidents from Belarus reaching out to the United States. Very grateful for our steadfast support for creating their fledgling democracies. They're having, as you know, serious financial problems in that part of the world, but are very grateful to the United States. And it was a pleasure to meet with all of their government officials. The second thing is that it's my understanding that prior to the last administration, whether they were Republicans or whether it was a Republican administration or a Democratic administration, there was tremendous support of the Transatlantic Legislators Dialogue by the administration and their Secretary of States. That did not happen in the last 8 years, and I'm hoping that I can work with somebody in your office to bring this Transatlantic Legislators Dialogue up to the level that it once was. In the 33 years that this dialogue has been going on, I can't think of a time that it is more important to engage with our European allies than it is now. So if, upon reflection, if you could give me a name, I would appreciate it. The third and last thing that I'd like to talk about is the two-state solution in the Middle East. I have been a proponent of the two-state solution, but it has always been prefaced on the three issues that you discussed initially when Mr. Ackerman spoke of the situation in the Gaza. Recognizing Israel's right to exist as a Jewish state, recognizing and enforcing all of the previous agreements, stopping the terrorism and the rockets coming into Israel and raining terror on innocent Israeli civilians. I would add a fourth, and that fourth would be getting the Israeli soldier Gilad Shalit back to his family and his loved ones. I think that would be very important. To me, I worry about creating the two-state solution at this particular moment in time. I fear that Abu Mazen is a very weak, I'm hesitant to call him a leader, a weak president that does not have the faith and allegiance and support of his own people in the West Bank and certainly not the Gaza. I worry that giving him additional aid will not be helpful to us insofar as that it's very hard to track any of the aid that we've ever given and see where it has been productive and helpful to the Palestinian people. I worry also about providing aid to the Palestinians that live in the Gaza or the West Bank through UNRWA because that, to me, has proven very unsatisfactory in the past as well. I'd like to get your opinion on that. And thank you again for being here.
Well, thank you, Congresswoman. Let me just quickly say, of course, we will work with you on the Transatlantic Legislative Dialogue. And thank you for going to Estonia and Lithuania and talking to the dissidents from Belarus. They need to be absolutely assured that the United States stands with them. We take our Article 5 responsibilities in NATO very seriously, and we hope for better times for the people of Belarus. Let me just add quickly that I am very impressed with Salam Fayyad, who has served as the Prime Minister of the Palestinian Authority. I think the reforms he has implemented should give us all a much greater sense of security. There is a transparency and accountability measure that has never been present before. We have made it clear both to the Palestinian Authority in my visit in Ramallah, as well as to friends and interested nations, that we do want to support and build up the Palestinian Authority. Obviously, we want to see changes, but we want to applaud the changes that Salam Fayyad has made. So it's a challenging course, but we don't see any alternative to a two-state solution. We think it is not only in the best interests of the Palestinians that they have a sovereign state, but that it's absolutely critical to Israel's security that we proceed on this path. But I look forward to discussing with you some of the concerns that you and others have expressed.
And with the last minute?
No.
I don't have a minute?
No. You have a minus. You have a minute and 25 more than 5.
But her response was so long.
I know. But her response was so good.
Yes, it was. Excellent.
That's the time of the gentlelady has expired, and we would ask, Madam Secretary, that if you would be willing to respond for the 230 or so questions that must have been asked for the record, because they never gave you time to respond to them. And members will have until Wednesday, April 29th to submit questions for the record, and the record will stay open to receive them. And Madam Secretary, all I can say is a very impressive